How's it guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I've got something different. I got this motor. It is a Honda VTR1000 V-twin engine that needs some assembly. So in this video I'm going to go through all of these components and then we will start looking at what went wrong on this engine. So we can start off with the block. It's got these huge 98mm pistons on it. It's a V-twin, 90 degree, and it's basically stripped. There's almost nothing in this left anymore. We've got our heads, our valve covers, cams, another head, some timing chains, the clutch basket, the carburetors, chain guards, sump, crank, and I've already organized all the bolts because I like organizing. There you can see all the bolts are very organized. We've got a oil pump. So as you guys know, I love a manual. So what I do, I printed out the complete manual for this engine. So what went wrong on this engine? This engine started using a lot of oil, so it went in for repairs and the mechanic stripped it, but he never completed the bike. I've got the bike is actually in the back. We'll do a video on that quite later on. First I want to get this engine assembled. So let's start off with the crank. So on this crank you can see the journals. They're looking quite good, except for this one. This one, I don't know if you guys can see it. It's quite difficult to get a focus on this, but it's got some bearing run on there. So obviously the next step would be take this to engineering shop and let them handle it for me. I do have a whole box full of parts, bearings, everything, Honda parts obviously. So I'm not going to take this crank in today. I'm going to show you guys how you can DIY this crank, how you can polish this up and make it look new again without the need of going on to a bigger bearing size. So for you guys that know, I do have a lathe. I'm not going to use it on this because not everybody has a lathe. I'm going to use a basic simple method that I guess not a lot of people know, but there's some people that know it. Okay, for this method I'm going to put the GoPro on the stand and hopefully you guys can see it. So this is the bearing end that actually needs a lot of attention. So what I've done is I've got a little piece of 2000 grit, I've got a shoestring, and then I've got some multi-purpose lubricant, or you can call it WD-40. I'm just going to spray that. I'm going to wet my sandpaper. Then we'll wrap it around, not too tightly, but not too loose as well, just enough. So most of you guys have probably already seen this method, and it works. Some people like to use a little bit of a higher grit, like 800, and yeah, they're going to do a little bit less of the passes. Oh no, my shoelace just made a knot. Let's try and unknot this. And some people like to use a little bit less grit or more grit, like me, less rock on me. And yeah, I like the 2000 grits. It's not rough on this, and I know I can do it very safely. I'm just gonna take this string all the way around. This does take some patience, I must tell you. So if you're a very impatient person, good luck. Just try to take it in, I guess. Okay, let's do another pass. And that's all. Then you just rub it around. And then the shoelace basically tightens it evenly all the way around. And just, now it went off a little bit. That's fine, we can just stick it back on. Now put some WD-40 in. I've seen people also doing this with just a shoelace, and that gives it a very nice polish look. So then you'll just use a microfiber towel. You guys can see that already looks 1,000 times better. So there is still a little bit of residue right there, but it's hardly noticeable. How do you get that away? We'll do the same procedure. Just gonna turn this crank around, just inspect it. There's a little bit more of that residue, nothing hectic at all. So I'm just gonna cut myself a new strip, do it again. I can't tell you guys how smooth this is at the moment. It's really nice. There's some residue left, and I'm going to show you guys how to remove that little bit of residue using a microfiber towel and what we call brasso or metal polish. Okay guys, so while I was editing the first part of this film, I noticed that my SD card went corrupt and I had to redo some of the stuff. So I've polished these journals, but I'm going to show you just one last time how you can polish them with metal polish. So what you'll need is some metal polish and a piece of microfiber cloth. I've soaked my microfiber cloth in the metal polish. So I'm just going to wrap it around, hold it tight. Notice this is in my lathe. It's going to be a bit easier for me. I'm going to put it on a very low speed. Basically using the same principle as the shoestring. So there you guys have it. This is now polished to very high gloss spec. I did both sides of the journals and I even did this one. So next step will be to take this out of the lathe and then go to the block and start assembling. Okay guys, So next we'll be putting back in these bearings, the new ones, and also replacing the rod bearings. So this one's already loose. I'm just gonna loosen it on this side. Another thing that you need to remember is you don't swap around these end caps. They only work one side. So I hope the guy that disassembled this put it back where it should be. So I'm going to keep this one on the left hand side when taking off the other side. I'm going to keep it on the right hand side, that way I know it's right and left. Okay, so now we're just replacing these bearings. So I've got the new bearings out here. You must make sure that your holes are corresponding when you put the new ones back in. Just going to take a rag, going to clean this out. Now put the new one in just like that. Snaps in place like a little Lego. Take the bearings out, just move it side to side and it will just pop out. As you can see, this one's also got some bad rings into it. Take that off, wipe it out. Just to make sure that it is aligned, you must just try and feel with your nail right there on the edges. Make sure that little tongue is in that groove right there. So that's one side down. Okay, so now that this is on, it calls for 20 Newton meters of torque. So I've only got this big torque wrench at the moment. So next step would be to use RTV all around these gaps to just keep the oil inside. We're going to turn it around, put it on, and hopefully these forks line up with these. I'm trying to get all this white stuff out still. So I'm going to do that and I'll catch you guys after I've done that all. Okay, so in the video I forgot about this timing chain. You can still get it on afterwards when you pull off your stator or flywheel. Actually, this is the flywheel. So that's gonna be it for today. I just want to quickly glimpse to the bike that we are busy with. There it is in pieces. So thank you guys for watching, I appreciate it. And if you'd like to see more, please remember to hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. I don't know how long this build is gonna be, but probably not too long, as it's not too complicated. Thank you for watching, keep safe, cheers.